Last night I got to see It's a Wonderful Life at the cinema with my parents, and it was a wonderful experience. I probably saw the movie almost 10 times growing up with my mom and dad on DVD, and I never got to see it in a theater, and it was just a whole different beast on the big screen. I even saw like Texas Chainsaw Massacre a few months ago in the cinema, and this was an even more overwhelming experience with just the raw emotion. I won't spoil anything in case you haven't seen it, but the last 30 minutes in particular are, at least for the kind of like depressive thoughts I get, the most curing thing in the world. It not only shows you just how wrong that way of thinking is, but also just how destructive it is, and how when you flip that around, wow, you have a great life. George Bailey is one of the most average leading men in all of cinema that I can think of, played by the wonderful Jimmy Stewart. But he's just a guy, a very selfless guy, as we find out pretty quickly through the movie. But his life just doesn't seem to be going the way he wants. And I couldn't even count the amount of times I teared up. The part that hit me the hardest was when he gets home towards the end and one of his boys just like leaps into his lap with the tinsel over his hair, and he just like hugs him tight, like this huge bear hug, and he just doesn't let go. And his wife doesn't even notice. She's just over there at the Christmas tree with the rest of the kids, but he's just like dying over here, and the kid that he's hugging doesn't even realize. And I had to like hold myself health back from bawling during that scene, because wow. Last thing I'll say is I never realized how sort of, I don't know if I'd say anti-capitalist, but definitely like anti-late stage capitalism. I mean, obviously Mr. Potter is like the villain of the movie, but I mean, he's literally taking advantage of an economic depression and basically buying the entire town besides what George Bailey can save. While George Bailey is offering like public housing for extremely cheap rates, where he's making $45 a month. When I heard that, I was like, huh? But yeah, there's a whole lot to read into this movie that I never really realized economically, morally. What a movie. Unfortunately, there are like almost 50 like weird jump cuts where like the shot, they might like zoom the shot in a little bit and go to another cut or another take, and you can like really notice it because it's like a hard cut and everyone's like a little moved, but they're like saying the next lines now. And unfortunately, it did really take me out of the movie in a lot of scenes, but still a fabulous movie, a 9 out of 10 film. That's really the only notable flaws in the movie. Fantastic. If you can see it before Christmas, watch it with a loved one. Watch it with yourself. You'll be a better person at the end of it. More grateful for your life. So yeah. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.